Hello and welcome to Forefront Frequently Asked Questions. The question today is, what is going on with my dashboard publishing? So when we're publishing dashboards, there are a few places that you can get tripped up, but I'm going to talk through these and hit some of these key ideas when you're specifically publishing dashboards. So first off is placeholders are just placeholders. Today I'm going to be talking about teacher dashboards where we have these dynamic slots. They're just placeholders for data, and I'm going to give some examples of what exactly that means. So, and I think one thing, this is where a lot of the miscommunication comes from, is you really have to trust your publishing rules, not what you're seeing, which is kind of a different element of Forefront, but it's important because we want certain people to be able to see certain things sometimes. So if you don't do your publishing rule right, you may not be seeing what the person you're publishing to sees. So that's why it's important. If you're not sure, if you're like, oh, this dashboard didn't go out, ask the person you published it to if they could see the dashboard. And again, I'll talk a little bit more about that. Lastly, I've mentioned the idea of publishing rules. If this is all new, you need to go back and watch the kind of training we have on dashboards. But when you're in doubt, just publish to the course. That is most likely going to get all the people you want to see. So, few key ideas. Let's dive into what exactly that looks like. So I'm in an account here. I'm in a district leader account, and I'm working on the second grade dashboard. And the first thing I want to hit is this idea of the dynamic slots. So when I'm publishing to the class page, no matter what I throw in here, when the teacher accesses it, they are going to be looking at their class and their school. So I'm going to do a couple cases to kind of prove that here, that what we're talking about. So when I look at those dynamic slots, I haven't actually picked any right now. I have my class, my school, and I'm just not going to put any placeholders in there. We've got an entity, we've got our fall second grade screener, but you'll see I have my slots, I have my dynamic slots there. There's nothing in this dashboard. But when I go to publish it, and again, my rule, I'm going to publish to the course, publish. Again, you're like, but the data, let's go look at one. So now when I go look at second grade, because I publish this to second graders or second grade teachers, if I access that dashboard, which is called second grade dashboard, you'll see that I have this teacher's class compared to this teacher's school. Those dynamic slots just work. The placeholders are, again, to help you understand what data you're looking at, but you really don't even need them. So don't get too bogged down when you're building the dashboard of what it looks like with the placeholder data. Again, I can go look at a different school. I have to remember where my second grade data is, not here. And again, I'm just going to be able to go see that. Different school, different teacher, still works because I have my dynamic slot set up correctly. Or sorry, the dynamic slot, I don't have this dynamic slot set up with placeholders, but they're just kind of working. So another example of this and where we can kind of get confused is, let's say I accidentally put a first grade class in there. I won't see any data. Again, none of that matters because if I'm publishing it to that second grade course, when it goes to second grade teachers, it will autofill with that data. So sometimes, again, we might see some weirdness with the data, but just know that those dynamic slots are going to override whatever you're seeing. They're just there to help you build. So I think that's one of the common misconceptions. Now let's talk a little bit about the publishing rules, because these can be tricky. When I first started out, I kind of made some of the mistakes. So now I'm here to help you understand those mistakes. So here I am in the publishing, and most of the time, you might have some only me dashboards. Everyone dashboards are going to be pretty rare just because people don't all have access or care about the same data. Most of the time, you're going to be using this rule. So as I've said, and kind of in our training videos, our general recommendation is we publish to the course. So what that means is anyone that is a second grade teacher is going to be able to see this. Anyone who has access to the second grade course. So I'm a district leader, I'll have access to that. Let's do the classic mistake that I made when I was starting out. And I say, I want second graders to see it, and I want teachers to see it. So I'm going to filter to my teachers. Then I'm going to update it. And then I want to go look and see if that worked. The dashboard is not there. Okay, that is confusing. We get it. But think about that rule. I am not a teacher. Right now, only people who can see it are second grade people who have a second grade course who are also second grade teachers. So they have to have kind of that, both of those rules apply. So that means I'm not a teacher, I'm not going to see it, which again is why we say kind of this, if you're not sure how to publish it to the course. What can show up another place people get confused is, oh, I've got a second grade dashboard and it's showing up for a third grade key teacher. Go back, check those rules. Did you kind of publish it to a school? That you might have accidentally published it to all the schools. Again, if teachers don't have data, they're just not going to be able to see it there. But check those rules. Again, usually the course is what we want. You might want to add a school here, so you could filter it to Wilma Rudolph, so on, update that. But yeah, generally the course, maybe filter by school. Just watch those user filters because you might unpublish it to yourself. This is, and I kind of want to, I said that again with the idea of asking the end user. So as a forefront person, I can switch between accounts and impersonate, and I can actually kind of go see what those teachers are seeing. When I'm in a regular account here or what you all are doing, you won't be able to do that. Even when we go to the teacher page, we're seeing that teacher page kind of filtered through however you're looking at things. So again, kind of the big takeaways are check those publishing rules. If you're not sure, see if you can check with the person who is actually having the dashboard published and make sure you're not excluding yourself from the publishing rules. And then don't get too bogged down with your placeholder data. Again, if you're seeing irregularities once you get it published and it seems like something is off, obviously reach out to us about that. But those dynamic slots are set up automatically just to be that class and that school. So kind of keep that in mind. Of course, reach out if you have questions. We do know this is a little tricky. We're kind of working to support as everyone gets the hang of that. But hopefully that will clear up a little bit of confusion. If not, let us know.